Hey, sixth graders, welcome back. Today is week 7, Wednesday, May 20th, and we are learning about World War II starting today. So, World War II was the largest war in our world's history with the most casualties. 60 million people were killed across the globe, 450,000 American soldiers died, and Russia alone lost 20 million people. Germany executed around 6 million Jews. This was a truly catastrophic war. Now, World War II is a vast topic. You could literally spend years studying World War II battles, countries, racism, women's rights, technology, the impact on the world today, and leaders. And there's often many comparisons made to World War II, and the list goes on. So here's a little visual of how this is a global or a world war. We've got the US over here, the Soviet Union, Japan, Italy, Germany. It spanned the whole globe. Primarily, the battles were fought in Europe and in Asia and also Africa, of course, in Pearl Harbor as well. So here's some World War II topics today that I want you to think about. One is, what are some factors leading to World War II? Which countries are involved? Take notice of the aggression. And when and why did the USA join? So let's first talk about some of the leaders from top to bottom. First of all, we got the main Allied leaders, which are Winston Churchill of Great Britain, Joseph Stalin of the Soviet Union, FDR of the USA, our president. And for the main Axis leaders, we've got Hitler of Germany, Hirohito of Japan, and then finally Benito Mussolini of Italy. He kind of became not that important after a while, but he was in the beginning. So again, this is a global war. And from the US perspective, the primary issue is related to Germany and Japan. And that'd be true probably for the Allies. So let's talk about Germany in the 1930s. So what was happening with Germany that was causing their issues? So remember, Germany was severely punished for its role in World War I. The Great Depression was very bad in Germany, maybe worse than in the US. And because of frustration with the Treaty of Versailles from World War I, the Great Depression, problems with Germany's leadership, that allowed for conditions in which Adolf Hitler gradually but forcefully seized power. And he would send anybody opposed to him to a concentration camp. Hitler blamed Jews for things he didn't like about Germany. He preached a, quote, pure Aryan race of people, or white, and he led systematic efforts to suppress, round up, and kill millions of people who were different from him or disagreed with him, especially Jews. Here you can notice that Jews here are forced to wear the Star of David to mark them as they get rounded up. Same with here on this business. Here's an image of Hitler's ideal soldier in person, because he represents Hitler's view of what an Aryan person is and what his view of a, quote, pure or perfect race is. Now, Hitler's plan after World War I, country lines were redrawn across Europe, and it created new countries. And many Germans were now part of other countries like, say, Poland or Czechoslovakia and others. And Hitler wanted all the land where German-speaking people lived, he wanted them collected back for Germany. He also wanted to gain living space, as he called it, for Germans, and gain more land with iron, coal, and lumber and other natural resources. So he wanted to grow Germany's land. And he wanted to conquer much of the world for his, quote, master race of people. Notice the quick change from 1938 to 1940. So here you've got the Axis, Germany, and Italy here. But just after a couple years, it's all this area, this red. So in a very short time, Germany, or the Axis, took over quite a bit of land. Now, it's largely believed that Germany could have been stopped early on, but France, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union were kind of ambivalent or unsure of how to respond to Hitler's early aggression. And Germany was outnumbered in the beginning, but Hitler had quite a psychological campaign to intimidate other countries. And I'm going to continue in my next video as I run out of time here, so hang in there.